So the next industry that we have is the iron and steel industry. Here we are going to talk about the industry that Pakistan has, which is responsible for the manufacturing of iron and steel. So first of all, the thing that you guys need to remember is what are the raw materials that are used in the manufacturing of iron and steel industry, or in the manufacturing of iron and steel. So the primary thing is raw iron that is extracted from the rocks and minerals. And this is basically used in the manufacturing of iron as well. It also serves as raw material for making steel as well. So this is the first thing which is required. The next thing that is required is manganese, which is again an element which is often found along with iron and is found separately as well. This is an important industrial metal and it is used in the iron and steel production. When it comes to, there is a process called as deoxidizing, that is removing the oxygen, allowing, etc. So you don't need to remember these properties and other stuff. Just you need to remember is the name of this raw material. The third raw material that is required is coking coal. The fourth raw material is limestone. And the fifth is water. Large quantities of water are required in the steel making process. Acha, talking about the output, okay, what is the output product that are produced out of the iron and steel industry? So the first output that we have is steel billets. These are the steel billets which are produced out of the iron and steel industry. The next thing that we have is hot rolled pipes. If you can see here in this picture, these are the hot rolled pipes which are produced by the iron and steel industry. So again, you need to remember the names of the outputs only. No need to remember their description or other stuff. That is not important. Coils. These coils are used in various electronic equipment for absorbing the heat. These coils are commonly used, or they are a common product of the iron and steel industry. So if we talk about the iron and steel industry in Pakistan, so the name of the industry is Pakistan Steel Mill, which is located at a distance of 40 kilometers from Karachi, near to a city Thatta, at a point which is called as Port Muhammad bin Qasim. Near to Port Muhammad bin Qasim, there is a place called as Pipri. So at Pipri, this steel mill is located, and this is a large scale industry, and few raw material are available locally and others are imported. The reason that why Thatta was chosen as the location for Pakistan steel mill was that there were certain reasons. What were those reasons? The reason was that the land was flat, cheap, and unused. First of all, um, the land that was required was to be away from the populated areas. So this area was away from the populated areas. The land was flat and cheap as well. Moreover, the port was nearby, so it meant that the raw materials which were to be imported could have been easily imported, and the products of iron and steel which have been manufactured, if they were required to be exported, they could have been easily exported as well. तो यहाँ ये जो है वो एक इम्पोर्टेंट फैक्टर है कि अगर उसको इंपोर्ट करना पड़ता दैट वाज आल्सो इजी, अगर उसको एक्सपोर्ट करना पड़ता दैट वाज आल्सो इजी. Now investment was required by Pakistan, so Russia provided the economic assistance, that is technology and capital was provided by Russia in order to facilitate the people and in order to move on with this investment part. So this is one thing. Then talking about the raw materials, so iron ore and manganese are imported since they are not available in Pakistan. Uh, However, limestone is available locally in Makli Hills near Thatta. These are some of the hills in Thatta. And there is a lake in Thatta called as the Haleji Lake. From Haleji Lake, fresh water is available for the iron and steel industry. If we talk about the energy resources, so there is an electricity producing plant located at Pipri, which is supplying energy to the steel mill. Talking about labor, labor is hired from Karachi, as we have discussed already. The iron and steel industry was opened at an area where no populated region was available nearby. So what the people used to do is from Karachi, the labor is hired who daily go to the iron and steel industry and come back. Where the products are sold in across Sindh and in Punjab. Acha, talking about transportation, how the raw material, sorry, how the output is transported. So Pipri is connected to a railway line. So railways are used for transportation. Also, there is a proper road network available. So road transportation can be used herein as well for the transportation of output to the market. This is how the steel mill of Pakistan looks like. Talking about the effects on the environment, that since the steel mill is operating, so what are the effects on the environment? So first of all, the pollution is caused by the ships coming to supply raw materials. Natural reserves of coal, gas are being exploited for the raw material and power supply. ये भी एक बहुत बड़ा issue है कि भाई in order to supply electricity to the steel mill, electricity is being produced through oil, coal, या gas. So natural resources, yeah, natural reserves are being used on a large scale just for the case of this iron and steel industry. Fresh water use hota hai, so all the water from the Haleji Lake is being used on a large scale just for this iron and steel industry. ये भी एक बहुत बड़ा इशू है. तो सबसे पहले तो भाई हमारे पास जो इशू है वो है हार्मफुल गैसेस आर बीइंग एमिटेड which is going to be a cause of global warming. और फिर हमने कहा कि a lot of resources within Pakistan are being exploited, which is not a good thing. The next industry that we have is the cement industry. So what is cement? Cement is fine, soft powder type substance made from a mixture of elements like limestone, clay, and sand. And the purpose is to that it is a fixing material when it comes to construction. So in construction, cement is used on a large scale. So what do you guys need to remember is the raw material of the cement. What is the raw material that is required in the cement industry? So the raw material that is required is limestone, clay, gypsum, furnace oil, or coal. These are some of the basic raw materials which are required the when it comes to the cement industry. So you need to remember the names of these. If we talk about the factors required, so the cement industry should be located near to the reserves of gypsum and limestone found in Sindh and Potwar Plateau. Moreover, industries should be located in Sindh or Punjab to attract skilled labor. Since major consumption is in Sindh and Punjab, so the industry should be constructed uh, nearby Sindh and Punjab so that easy transportation to the market can be done. Power resources are required on a large scale to operate the cement manufacturing plant. Investment can be taken as a loan from the bank. If you talk about transport, so accessible means of motorways or what we call as accessible means of roads, railway are required for transporting the raw material to the industry and for transporting the finished products to the market. The next large scale industry that we have is fertilizer industry. If you talk about the fertilizer industry, so fertilizer industry is actually producing the chemical fertilizers rich in nitrogen, phosphorus, ammonia that are going to increase the crop productivity. So fertilizer industry should be located in the rural areas where the demand is high. and that is going to be easier for the farmers as well to transport the fertilizer to the point of need. So fertilizer industries are usually located in the rural areas, and the fertilizer industries are large scale industries of Pakistan. A primary component that is required in the manufacturing of fertilizer is natural gas. And moreover, gypsum is also a component which is required. Gypsum, limestone, natural gas, these are the components which are required for the manufacturing of fertilizer. So a question can come asking you the raw material of fertilizer, so you need to remember this thing as well. Talking about the problems of fertilizer industry, so Pakistan has limited natural gas reserves, so fertilizer industry is not able to increase the output. ये तो एक मसला है. ठीक है कि if you need to increase the output, obviously more raw material is required and natural gas is a raw material, लेकिन वो obviously the problem is कि less reserves are available, तो कैसे output बढ़ाएंगे आप. There is a lack of skilled labor. Obviously, the literacy rate in Pakistan is not very high, so there is a lack of skilled labor. Labor is not available on a large scale. It is a capital intensive industry. It requires heavy investment. Capital intensive means it requires heavy investment. So modern machinery and equipment is required. So if there is a lack of funds, fertilizer industry cannot be operated. And in the rural areas, power resources are not available continuously. So that hinders the flow of the fertilizer manufacturing. That becomes a problem for the people. The next industry that we have is the sugar industry, which is an agro-based industry. Agro-based means that it is using the raw material from the agricultural products. Sugar is made out of beetroot or sugarcane. It is a labor-intensive industry, and the production is seasonal production for a period of 5 months from November to March, and then for the entire year, the industry does not operates. This is how a sugar industry looks like. This is the raw material sugarcane which is going inside the industry, and from here sugar is being manufactured on a large scale. These are the remains of sugarcane out of which juice has been extracted. They are called as bagases and molasses. Bagases are used in the manufacturing, are used in the industries. Molasses are used for animal fodder. Animal feed is made out of molasses. So rest of them are small scale industries that we have discussed already. Moving on further, the next thing that we have is the tourism industry. Okay, Ji. So talking about the tourism industry, so in the examination, first of all, the question comes about the advantages and disadvantages of the tourism industry. How the tourism industry can be of any benefit and how the tourism industry cannot be of any benefit. So this is the thing that we need to understand. First of all, the tourism industry is going to be the source of employment for the people. They are going to be provided with hotels, car rental agencies, restaurants, souvenir shops, equipments, etc. So that is one important advantage when it comes to the tourism industry. The next is that the profit that has been earned out of the tourism industry, it can be reinvested into the country for better infrastructure, education, funding, etc. So yes, tourism generates a lot of profit for the country, and that profit can be invested into the infrastructure of the country. It also promotes international connections, that is cultural collaborations. They increase the reputation of the country, increases, everyone gets to know about the country, and international relations of the countries with other countries, they also improve as well due to tourism. Since tourism is going to be there, so the product demand in the country for goods and services is going to be high. If the demand in the country for goods and services is going to be high, it is going to lead to higher GDP. GDP means local production. If we talk about the disadvantages of the tourism industry, so the factors that are taken into consideration is first of all the environmental damage. A country, although is having high tourist attractions and But the thing is, if more people are going to be there, then more more air pollution, noise pollution is going to occur. That is going to be more environmental damage. Moreover, if more people are going to be there, then the carbon footprint is going to increase. Definitely, more people means that they are the tourist attraction sites are going to be used roughly, and they will be requiring maintenance again and again. Also, this tourism work is seasonal work. That is, at a specific time in the year, the tourists they come into the country. They don't come the whole year. So it means that the people who are associated with the tourism industry, their jobs are only available in a certain number of months, and after that has ended, they are left without any income. So that is another disadvantage when it comes to tourism industry. Moreover, there is a threat to culture as well. What happens is that if the tourists visit your country and your people get attracted to their culture, so there are chances that the people might forget their own culture, and the people might be attracted to the tourist culture, and they might adopt the culture of the tourist. So that is again one hindrance which is going to occur when we talk about the tourism industry.